Hello everyone, welcome to our series of explaining how you can use Cesium for your different uses. So in the first step, we are going to add the Cesium plugin to your Unreal project and add the default train that Cesium has. And we're going to go through the different steps of setting up Cesium in your project. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to open my Epic Launcher, go into Unreal Engine tab and open Marketplace. And I will search for Cesium. So here is Cesium for Unreal. I'll have to install it to Engine, but I have already installed it, so I can't. So what I do now is that I will go to my library and start Unreal 5.3. Okay, so now I will create a blank project. I'll make sure I enable C++ because Cesium, Blackshark and ArcGIS, all of them are using C++, so it's good to have it enabled. Now let's move to, we are in Cesium for now, so let's make a Cesium folder and call it Cesium. You can change all of these settings as you want based on your project needs, but the most important thing is to use C++. So let's create the project. Now the project is starting up. It will take a while to set it up, and here we are. Alright, so once you've set up your project, you will first need to enable the Cesium plugin which you downloaded in last step. Here I'll open my plugins and I'll search for Cesium. Here it is, Cesium for Unreal. I'll enable it and it will ask me to restart my engine. Okay, my engine is started up and we have everything ready. So if the Cesium plugin is working correctly, you should see this Cesium Ion assets, or even if you don't see it, you should have these two Cesium and Cesium Ion assets in your different tabs that you're gonna add to your editor. So I'm gonna add Cesium. Once you have done this, there are two ways of enabling Cesium in your project. The easy way is to connect to Cesium. Once you press this, it will take you to the Cesium website, which I have already opened here. So this is my own account, I have it ready. And what I do is that I will go to my access tokens and I will create a new access token, or I can have the default token ready. So this is a YouTube sample access token which I have temporarily created for this video. Okay, back to this part. Once the project has restarted, you will be able to see the Cesium tabs in your project. And you should be able to see that Cesium is enabled now. Now, if you don't see these two tabs, I'll close them off for now. You can reopen them through the Windows menu, and you can enable Cesium and Cesium Ion assets. Now, the easiest way to connect to Cesium is that you can create an account on the Cesium website. The website is ion.cesium.com, and I have already created it. Once you press connect, it will open a new tab here and ask you to allow the access or deny it. So for the sake of this video, I will not allow this now. Let's go through the next way of adding Cesium to your account. So let's say you are sharing your project with multiple people and you don't want to share your username and password which you're using on the Cesium Ion website. What you can do is that you can go to the access tokens, and I have created a new one. So you can press create a token and add a name on it and the different kind of accesses that you want to give to this token. And once you press create, it will create a new token, and I can just copy it, go to my project, tokens, and specify a token. And that's as simple as that. You don't need to do anything else to set up your tokens. So here we go. Let's create a new map. It is an empty map here. Now let's create a blank 3D tile set. And so the Ion asset IDs. Let's explain what that is. If you come to My Assets or Asset Depots, you'll see a bunch of different types of assets are added automatically here, and you can go to asset depots, add new ones by pressing this add button to your assets. Or you can even upload your own data in forms of GOT files or different types of DEM files to Cesium, but you will need to make sure you read the documentation on Cesium to make sure your files are compliant with Cesium services. So these first four, or actually this one too, but these first four are the default ones, which you already have in your Cesium game. So the asset ID is 1. So let's go back here and add the asset ID of 1 to here. And as soon as I do that, you will see that let's also add a sky. There we go. As soon as I do that, it will start loading the train for me. And I can change the location of the train by selecting the georeference and changing the latitude and longitude on the place. So for example, let's say we want to show the city of Paris. I will just search for Paris coordinates, 4885 north, 235 east. So it should be 4851 north and 235 east. And we are in the city of Paris, so it will take a while to load. Now, before I show this, I think let's show the other way, which is logging into your account. So let's say you don't have the token. I will remove this token from here. Now, as soon as I remove the token, I'll get an error, but that's fine. I'll connect to Cesium Ion using the website that opens. Allow access and successfully authorized. So now if I go back here, you'll see there are a bunch of new options added here. So the easiest way to get your maps and your train and everything else is to just select this one, Cesium World Train plus Bing Maps Aerial. So once you do that, it will ask you to create a new token or use an existing token which is in the engine. So again, I will use the YouTube sample token, and it will start loading the map. And welcome to the city of Paris. So setting up Cesium is as easy as you can see. Create an account, log into your account through Unreal, after you enable the plugin, and add the Cesium World Train plus the maps. And there we go, you have the whole city of Paris ready to be used.
Visit us at eagle3dstreaming.com and follow us on social media for more insights.